I imagine you'll want to keep fighting soon. Do you want a bite to eat first? You know you love my cooking. You should never work on an empty stomach. More importantly, a proper meal will put you in a good mood, and you'll handle yourself better in a crisis. Here, some chopsticks for ya. Don't be shy now. Dig in. I sometimes have to face dangerous enemies when I'm out in the mountain gathering herbs. Like those greedy gut treasure hoarders. Or a boar in a bad mood. I know that not everywhere is going to be as peaceful as the place where I grew up with my mom and dad. And Master won't always be there to protect me. That's why I practice the spear, even though I don't really like it. It's so I can drive those pesky varmints off all by myself.
If it's okay with you, I think we should check all the pillars in this room, just to make sure they're sturdy. If I spend too long in one place, sooner or later, accidents happen. It's not me I'm worried about, but if I'm gonna keep on adventuring with you, we gotta make sure everybody else is safe.
Oh, you look tired. Need a break? I tend to find that distracting the mind by focusing on something else is an excellent way to relax. We could chat about today's news stories, for instance, or anything else you'd like to talk about, of course. I didn't realize quite how strong the enemies that you have to fight are. If you've invited me here, it must be because you're confident that my skills will come in handy. So, no need to be coy, all right? I'm here to help however you need.
I've always wanted to go off on a big, long adventure and grow old along the way, just like my dad's. I know there's a lot of bad luck waiting for me out there, and if I'm not careful, I might not have the chance to grow old at all. But my mind's made up. I have to do it, because adventuring is my favorite thing!
Only a handful of my more experimental dishes have made it onto the Wanmin restaurant menu. In most cases, it's because I think the texture isn't quite right, or the flavor needs a lot more work. But that doesn't mean I'm about to give up. I know there are tasty dishes out there waiting to be discovered, and I'll find them sooner or later. I wonder what'll happen if we keep going further in. I can do it! I've begun this journey, so I'll see it through! And my ancient name is Uthabiti, after all. I can't be slowing you down. Let's go! I just can't stop reading. So many different travelogues and chronicles of adventures, and they're all so fascinating. Some of the stuff in here is so blatantly over the top that even I can't help but wonder if it's made up. That settles it. As soon as I get the chance, I'll go see for myself. Seeing is believing, right? I've had times when I wished that one day I'd wake up to find Baron Bunny had come to life and could talk. You know, like Oz, Fischl's Raven. They get to go adventuring together and can even split up on missions when they need to. Still, Baron Bunny is already a huge help. Besides, if I want to become the best outrider ever, it's me I gotta focus on. These books are all out of order, but I can't just go reorganizing other people's things. Still, I just found one I really like. It's all about brave dragon-riding knights defeating a dark lord. There's nothing the hero and his dragon buddy can't do. They're amazing. I'm going to tell Io the story when I get back. I bet he'll love it so much, he'll do a little dance.
I just had a brief look around. I quite like that hat on the coat rack. It's a nice color, and pretty stylish, too. I would have quite liked to try it on if this was a marketplace. But since it probably counts as lost property, I'll have to be content to admire it from afar.
What do you think we'll find if we go further in? I'm excited to see. I know, everyone needs to rest after the last battle, but I'm an outrider. I'm not used to standing around waiting. Make sure you don't forget to call me when you're ready to leave. I sometimes have to face dangerous enemies when I'm out in the mountain gathering herbs. Like those greedy gut treasure hoarders. Or a boar in a bad mood. I know that not everywhere is going to be as peaceful as the place where I grew up with my mom and dad. And Master won't always be there to protect me. That's why I practice the spear, even though I don't really like it. It's so I can drive those pesky varmints off all by myself.
You go ahead and get some rest. I want to survey this area first. We need to get some sort of security system in place, just in case of a surprise attack. Oh yeah, I'm guessing you've got all your essential supplies on you. If you're going to put them down, make sure it's somewhere everyone can see them. Oh, you want to come with me? Sure, that'll save us some time. All right, come with me and stick close.
The books here aren't too complicated. Even I'm having an easy time reading them. When I get back, I need to thank Master Tainari for his literacy classes. I'm more determined than ever now to stick with it, so that one day, I'll be able to read even more complicated books.
There is a vast collection of books here. I took a moment to browse through earlier and found a good number worth reading. If you're not presently occupied, why not take a seat? I'll fetch a few good books, and you can see if there are any you like. A fine book on a busy day can provide a much-needed escape, even if just for a moment.
I rarely encounter opportunities to rest mid-journey. During battle, slowing down is even more out of the question. However, given that this is not a solo operation, I will go along with what you think is best. In any case, this is an acceptable place for a brief period of respite.
Did you bring enough supplies? Don't forget to rehydrate and replenish your energy while we have some downtime. We're lucky to have this place. It's much safer and better equipped than a makeshift camp in the wild. But still, you shouldn't get complacent and forget to take care of yourself. You'll only end up regretting it later. How would I know? Well, do I really have to answer that?
I know all these books are meant for children, but some of these stories are actually quite good. Here, for example, this one's the story of two parrots that sue each other. Each accuses the other of stealing a poem that they both claim to have written that morning. But since they only know how to imitate speech, the judge has no way of knowing who actually wrote the poem first. Such a fun story. Any chance I can borrow it?
Mr. Honorary Knight, guess what I found? Loads of stories that Mommy used to read to me. Whenever I shouted out, "No, we can't let that happen," Mommy would give me a pen and paper and let me finish the rest of the story myself. By climbing through the window, or popping out from a nearby bush, or coming down from a tree, I always found a way to bring Todoko into the story.
If someone wrote me into a story, I don't think I'd be the little kiddo's favorite character. People tend to judge others based on first impressions, and kids are too young to know any different. They just say whatever they're thinking. I'm well aware of that. But that doesn't matter. Just you wait and see. I'll win 'em over with my music sooner or later.
Are you injured at all? Rest here. Let me give you a full examination. Just a scratch? Oh, you shouldn't say that. No matter how minor your injury, you mustn't ignore it. I won't take up too much of your time, I promise.
This is woeful. I am Fontaine's biggest star. Where is the pomp and circumstance? Well, never mind. I suppose I could do with a short break. One has to replenish one's blood sugar to deliver an ideal performance, after all.
There are so many enemies here. If all of them were written into a yokai story, it'd be dark long before you finish just reading the names out. But fear not. The invincible Yoimi is here to save you from the clutches of the evil yokai. Okay, that was a little embarrassing, but I sounded pretty cool, right?
You look tired. Do you need to take a rest? If you're feeling peckish, I've brought some fried radish balls. I made them before we came here. Try to take life at a slower pace. It's good for your health.
People often believe me to be highly focused on securing victories. I am a champion duelist, after all. The truth, however, is just the opposite. It is the spirit of the challenger that I value above all else. If someone is willing to face me head-on, they have my respect, no matter who secures the title of victor in the end. Strength is something that can be gained through experience. Courage, however, comes from within.
I have crossed paths with many a wicked foe in my time. When they come for you with knives in their hands and malice in their hearts, you cannot cower in fear, for this only emboldens them further. It is a hero's duty to seize victory with their sword, even in the most perilous of battles. Although, things are different this time, because I'm not fighting alone. So let's watch each other's backs?
I just can't stop reading. So many different travelogues and chronicles of adventures, and they're all so fascinating. Some of the stuff in here is so blatantly over the top that even I can't help but wonder if it's made up. That settles it. As soon as I get the chance, I'll go see for myself. Seeing is believing, right?
I don't believe anyone enjoys taking up arms and going to war, unless they're seeking to fulfill some other desire. Whenever the sound of clashing blades fades into the distance, I appreciate the silence that follows all the more. Too quiet for you? Then I'll play a tune on the leaf, so you can be surrounded with the sound of nature.
Proceed with caution, assess the situation, fire on command, and shoot to kill. Clear rules and a battle plan are essential to any military operation. Sticking to these rules while we're exploring this domain will guard us against a lot of preventable accidents. But of course, if things escalate out of control, I will act as the last line of defense to secure you enough time to make a decision on how to proceed.
You sure don't need to worry about me getting bored here. I'm spoiled for choice with all these books. I hardly know where to start. I want to memorize all the interesting parts so I can go back and tell them to my friends. Oh, right. That's another thing I meant to ask. Which of these books do you recommend? I want to know what kind of stories you're into.
Is there a box around here I could borrow? You know, big square box with that fresh cardboard smell. I just thought I might take a quick nap since we're not busy right now. Is that all right? I promise I'll take great care of it, just like I take care of every parcel I ever deliver.
There's only a handful of monsters blocking the way ahead. Surely I won't need to personally make an appearance. I mean, I did read your report. It's just, okay, perhaps they do look a little tough, yes, but mostly I'm just not feeling up to fighting today. No, of course I'm not afraid of them. Fine. If you insist on performing as a duo, then I shall indulge you.
A squirrel, a fox, and a cute kitty cat. Oh, I'm trying to write a heartwarming song with a fairy tale theme, but it's a little tough. I think I need to go back to the storybooks and look for some more inspiration.